closing my eyes, it's not my MO. I want to be present. I don't want to hide. I need my eyes to be open so I can experience this fully. So my eyes, they're wide open, and I take a deep breath. My stomach drops, and in my head, all I can see are the women that I coach regularly. I ask them all of the time to do things that require being brave with these kettlebells. And seeing all of these faces in my head, it reminds me that I can do something scary too. Welcome to the Dangerous Women podcast, where the intersection of fierceness and femininity fuels empowerment. Our goal is to provide women with insights to unleash their power. Grounded in the 7 principles of self-confidence, we guide women to embrace their duality, delicate as a flower, yet powerful as a bomb. I'm your host, Colleen Conlon, inviting you to join me as we explore topics on health and wellness, empowering you to embody the essence of your dangerous woman. The only way that you become braver is by doing things that scare you. To put yourself in truly scary situations, it's really hard. So what's the solution? I think the solution is doing scary things in controlled situations. So this past weekend, I went with my family to an amusement park. All 5 of them said that they were down for roller coasters. No fear. They've all conquered roller coasters like Kingdaka. I haven't. Now, I'm scared. It's not so much about the heights or the speed, but I'm scared of the feeling that comes with being so frightened that you can't breathe. So anyways, the first roller coaster that we do, it's a small one, it's wooden, and I have no fear with this. I do lose my breath, but it's fun. Then we walk over to a significantly bigger roller coaster. Like, it's huge. It's called Phobia. Phobia something. It's about fear of heights. And anyways, the way this roller coaster works, it shoots you straight up and then you rocket down backwards even higher. And then you have enough momentum to go all the way up. You flip upside down and then it's a straight corkscrew back down. Now, as we're waiting in line, I'm dead silent as we wait. My brother-in-law comes over and he's reminding me, you don't have to do this, but I want to do this. I want the experience and I want the memory with my family. So I also see this as an opportunity to just practice being brave. Now, we step into the coaster and the harness is put on and I start to panic. My heart is pumping like crazy. And I yell out to the operator, "Can you please get me out? I want to go off." And my husband, Tim, he grabs my hand and he says, "Babe, you can do this." And I take a breath and I say, "I can do this," just like that. So I stay in and we're off. Now, my sister-in-law is like, "Just close your eyes. You won't even know what happened." And closing my eyes, it's not my MO. I want to be present. I don't want to hide. I need my eyes to be open so I can experience this fully. So my eyes, they're wide open and I take a deep breath. My stomach drops. And in my head, all I can see are the women that I coach regularly. I ask them all of the time to do things that require being brave with these kettlebells. And seeing all of these faces in my head, it reminds me that I can do something scary too. A moment later, we're upside down and guess what's happening? I'm laughing. Now, once the roller coaster ends, we all get off and I get a tear in my eye. Not because it was scary or I'm upset, but because I was so proud of myself for facing a fear. And in that moment, I thought to myself, well, if I could do this, what else could I do in this park today? And right next to us is the Sky Coaster. So the Sky Coaster kind of looks like a slingshot. That's when you are strapped into a harness. There's one, two, or three people, and they're pulled up to this very high point and then dropped flying through the air. And I ask my family, would anybody be down to do this one? And everyone's like, no. That's where we draw the line. Now we walk around for a bit, and then me and my other sister-in-law, we go to the bathroom. Now, out of everyone, I would say she's really into adrenaline pumping rides, like the most. And I ask her again, would you do the Sky Coaster? And she says, I'll do it if you do it. And boom, we are in line getting suited up. What would life be like if you could get that toned look? You could have physical superhuman strength by training with just 2 kettlebells at home. What would happen if you were on a program that strengthens self-awareness and courage so that you can develop a deeper connection and trust to self? What about this? What if you could be in a community with other women where you are encouraged to be assertive and resilient to build mental and physical strength? If you're waiting to hear what the offer is, this is it. Swing to Snatch, a 13-week kettlebell intensive, is my signature course that empowers women to get started with kettlebells. Work with me live in a virtual container guaranteed to grant you kettlebell queen status. To learn more, visit www.colleenconlon.com. And as we're sitting there, her hands are literally shaking. She's wearing an Oura ring and she's like, my stress levels are going to be so high when I look back at this time of the day. And I'm just sitting there, I'm breathing, and I'm counting how long it's taking people before they reach the top. And I count it multiple times, it's 35 seconds. And we both give each other another opportunity to get out of this. But we tell each other no. And as I'm sitting there, all I'm thinking about is, Colleen, who do you want to be? And I'm saying to myself, I want to be the brave woman. So this is it, an opportunity to become the brave woman. Each group to finish before us, we hear them saying, that was terrifying. I was so scared, so scary, never again. And as we get to the lift before strapping in, there are these 2 girls who finished right before us. And they're saying how fun it was, and they're pumping us up. And that moment, as small as it was, but that moment of them cheering, it was so helpful. Being able to hear from somebody who's already done it about how it's not scary, it's not freaky, that initial moment, yes, but then it's so much fun. Hearing those 2 girls say how awesome it was, it gave me the reassurance that I needed to not turn around. Now, me and Steph, we're strapped in and the floor falls from out under us. So we are belly facing the ground and it starts to pull us up and I begin to count. 1, 2, 3. And I know once we hit 35, we'll be at the top and it'll be time to drop. Now we hit 35 and we keep going up. I'm scared. It is so fucking high. Now, Steph, she's the one who's supposed to pull the strap to release us. So we get to the top and the guy below yells, 3, 2, 1, fly. I take my last prep breath. She pulls the strap and we plummet what feels like head first. We are screaming. That first drop, my stomach, it runs away. I can't believe I'm doing this. And then a moment later, we're soaring above these trees with our arms spread out like we're birds. And it feels like we're flying. It was the most incredible experience. I will 1000% do that again and tell anybody who has any itch to try it that it is well worth it. What helped me to decide to do this was knowing it's controlled. I see all of these people doing it. I know freak accidents can happen, but I'm confident I will be safe. And that makes me think back to training. I never do heavier lifts unless I know I have the prerequisites. Putting in the work is what allows for the confidence to be there, knowing that you can handle what's to come. And I think that can be applied to many situations. You know, when you practice scary things, or you know there's a safety net, it's easier to take chances and try without letting fear stop you. And it's okay to be scared. It's possible to be scared and try to do the thing that you're trying to do anyway. That moment, I really surprised myself. And after doing that, I realized there's probably more I can do. And maybe not at the park, but I have some other things going on, some personal things going on in my life currently, and they feel kind of scary to face. But I believe I'm ready to face them because I had this win doing something scary under my belt. I know I can face what's next. Thank you for listening to the Dangerous Women podcast. If you had any groundbreaking takeaways from today's episode, please tag us on social at the Dangerous Women podcast. To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe below.